know, they say tear down from bombs without over.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz News and Entertainment with Buzz. The video that you saw at the start of this and the pictures that you're seeing while I speak is of an accident that took place in Anatobe. Anatobe is in St. Mary, where obviously, based on the speed in which that vehicle was going, the way that it flipped, it more than likely flings some people out. Preliminary investigation is ongoing. Now, people, if you remember, less than a week ago in a place called Rio Nuevo Main Road, St. Mary, once again, a next vehicle, a white Mercedes-Benz, one driver, 3 passenger, fly off of the road, end up in a ditch. 3 persons lost their life on the spot. The driver was taken to the hospital. He was battling for life. However, he lost that will to survive. He died in the hospital, and justifiably so. Now, people, here's my view on these crashes. A lot of them could have been prevented. A lot of these persons are chasing the almighty dollar. So therefore, safety and lives are not a paramount priority. It is the money, the hard-headedness, and chasing this money, blazing like lightning, then them clash like thunder. Truth and the fact is that I am sorry for the passengers in these vehicles that get injured. Not so much the driver that because of their bad decision-making process have caused the life of many. It is best for them to go, get them off of the street, because you know that with their bad attitude, their bad driving, sooner or later, it is going to only lead to probably a worse accident. So therefore, let them go as soon as possible. Condolences to the family members, but these persons are hard-headed, and like them say, a hard ears make for a soft ASS. Who can hear, them are going to feel until them numb. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called, them want the cow, but they don't want the calf. They want the mother, but they are not prepared to deal with the child. I am speaking about a 36-year-old man that was charged for the brutal takeaway of a child. His name is Oden Christopher Joseph. He is from St. Anne's. He took away a 1-year-old child. Her name is Alia Michaels from the same parish. Based on information, it is said that this man claims that he was bathing the child and she fell in the tub, or he left her and she fell in the tub, or in a basin, bad pan, and she drowned. He rushed her to a medical facility. When he got there, they took her to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. They tried to resuscitate her. However, too late was the call. This happened on or about the 27th of March, 2025. On or about the 3rd of April, 2025, a week or so later, a post-mortem was done and the result came back. And it showed that the little girl died from blunt force trauma to the head, or the child died from blunt force trauma to the head. He was officially arrested. He was officially charged for the takeaway of that child. Now, based on what the post-mortem show is that there are at least 2 cracks in the head of this child, and there was all sorts of marks. When he gave his report or confession statement, meaning Mr. Joseph, he said that the little pitney did a ball, and him kind of lick the pitney, push the pitney, beat the pitney, and that is how the child pretty much lost her life. So therefore, that was a confession statement that he gave. That confession statement will be used against him. However, like them say, confession is good for the soul. Now, people, here's the thing. A lot of these young ladies, including it seems the mother of this child, they are moving way, way, way too fast because the court details or documentation prove that she had a child for an ex-man. The child is only 1 year old. She then broke up with that man. She's from Lilliput, that is in St. James. She then had a relationship with Mr. Joseph. When she would go to work, he would watch the child. So like I said, the theme or the moral of this, they will take the cow, but they don't want the calf. The thing is that it is very irresponsible, it is very unreasonable of you to leave your child, especially a cranky child, with somebody that you just met. And don't get it twisted. I am not saying that it justifies that person taking away your child by any stretch of the imagination. But me just I say, do not have unreasonable expectation. When you have your children, when you lay down on the bed and you back it up and jack it up and cock it up, always know who is going to take care of your child. If that child cannot go with a family member or somebody that is trusted, do not leave your trust in the hands of a man that you just met that is probably looking for some poems, looking for some head, not looking for responsibility, especially a cranky child. Again, not to say that it justify him doing that, but me just as say it is likely to happen. So therefore, take heed, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, continuing on the theme of wicked mama and papa, and I intentionally said mama and papa because these people don't qualify as mothers or fathers. No decency on their name. I am speaking about a 24-year-old mother from Spanish Town, St. Catherine, that was charged the other day based on an incident that took place on the 6th of April 2025, in which her 4-year-old child, she was beating that 4-year-old child with a broomstick. Now, people, first thing first, you should not be beating any child in 2025. Yes, you can discipline them. However, when you use a broomstick, you are taking it to the furthest or worstest extent. Unfortunately for that child, it got even worse. At the time she was clotting that little picnic with that broomstick, I don't know if that child was backing up. That child is said, based on the mother's thing, is that the child fell in the coal stove. You know, the coal stove. That child burned up her back or in back. She then rushed that child to the hospital. Obviously, when you take a child to any hospital, it is normal protocol that they are going to make a report to the police just in case there was any sorts of ABUSC. Such is the case in that case. It is said that the mother was charged on the 7th. The incident took place on Sunday, the 6th of April. She was charged on Monday, the 7th. She goes back to court on 11th of April. Hopefully, justice will take its toll. Hopefully, she will get what she truly deserves. The fact is this, no child deserves to be with any sorts of mother like this. And I understand that people kind of stress out. However, whenever you lay down, you back it up and you jack it up, you should know that there comes a responsibility and you have to be patient. You have to be a parent. You have to do the right thing. And ABUSCING, that child is not what your part of your responsibility as a parent is. It is as a devil. Such is the case as it pertains to this mother. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called I will never invest any money in any sorts of trade in Jamaica. And people, do not take my advice. It is not professional. It is just my opinion. And this is the reason why. A couple of years ago, at least 200 victims, they were defrauded of money in excess of a couple billions of dollars. 200 people. Bolt alone, son of the soil, they stole $12.7 million. $12 million plus, don't quote me on the amount. However, people, they've been working in the background, and it seems as if the trustee of the SSL has come up with a compensation package. That compensation package is of a whopping 78 million Jamaican dollars. Now, people, if you do the maths at the present rate, one US 150 Jamaican dollar. So therefore, that makes it about 500,000, $500,000. That is a compensation total package. Not for each person, total meaning all of the victims. 200 victims. However, based on what the trustee, his name is Cadian Campbell, had to say, only 150 to 100 people qualify. Don't know the circumstance of the other 100. He is making it very clear that, listen, not everybody qualify. This is not based on what you should earn. This is based on exactly what you put in. You're pretty much going to get pennies on the dollar. I want you to take a listen, take a look at exactly what Mr. Cadian Campbell has to say as it pertains to the details, and then I'll give my piece.
The service that is being provided to the general body of clients, yes, there's a fee that is charged to these clients, and part of the allocation is for the Victims' Compensation Fund. So not just administrative costs and fees, but also Victim Compensation Fund. So between 50 and 100 persons, we estimate, that will be eligible for the Victim Compensation Funds. Claimants for the Victim Compensation Fund is limited to only those clients who were affected by the activities of Ms. Panton. We're not making any payments with regards to unrealized gain, opportunity costs, and some of these fictitious statements that may have been submitted to the clients. We are dealing with hard cold cash. So if $100 came in and Ms. Panton, so for instance, might have submitted a statement that suggested you are now owed 200, but over the course of the time she had given you 120. By my assessment, you have been repaid. We won't show preference whether you're large, small, you're famous or not. Regardless of the claimant's position and status, they'll receive the same percentage distribution.
So Belgium is expected to get a payout if a claim is in fact made?
Yes. The state of the SSL estate is such that we will not be able to continue the claim processing exercise beyond this year. We want to wrap up claims processing during the second half of this calendar year. We are pursuing to the best of our abilities in the circumstances, recover from some of those. Some of them we will be able to make some realization. There are others that it's very doubtful at this time, but circumstances may change.
So people, you heard what the trustee said. We'll take his word, seeing that he's on the top of everything, on top of everything. $78 million Jamaican, $500,000 US. How much billions of dollars was stolen? However, people are going to get back pennies on the dollar. He is making it very clear. Usain Bolt, son of the soil, the person with Bob Marley that probably do more for Jamaica than anybody else, including every politician in the history of Jamaica. He has zero preference. So people, the question to you is this. If the son of the soil can be defrauded and the government is defending these criminals, because that is exactly what they are doing, and I know that you're going to have some jackass sheep in my comment section. I say, why you want to blame the JLP? Well, because they are head of the state, because they are responsible, because they are lawmakers, because they are defenders of the people. Not them Kumbolo, which is the SSL owner, Mr. Croskery, and them. That is why I say what I say. However, I know that you're a sheep, you're going to have your opinion. So people, at the end of the day, like I said, and this is not my advice to anybody else, because people out there are making money, they are investing, and they are pretty safe. Until now, just my opinion. All of these investment companies are like a ticking time bomb just waiting. Sooner or later, we're going to have a next SSL on top of a next SSL, because people have come to the realization there is no accountability. They won't be held responsible. They're in the body club, and if them getting a problem, the government and the relevant authority that is supposed to be monitoring them is going to defend them to the core, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Deadlift Legacy. That is where family members have a dispute, that dispute turn physical, turn verbal to physical, sorry. Then the implement or the use of machete tool to take with the other person so that you feel as if you are going to get the land that you deserve, because obviously there was no sorts of will. One of the places, like most places in Jamaica, where it seems as if most of the people that are losing their life is because of that. Not going to say majority, but a high percentage. St. Ann, that is. I am going to let the DSP of the era, Linton Bailey, explain everything in intricate details as to what they are doing to put a stoppage to this. And then I am going to let you hear from a father, family member that lost a son, as a matter of fact, lost 2 sons because of the same thing, dead left legacy or dispute over land. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
But what we do find in these parts is that land disputes is prevalent and in several occasions, which led to murders and serious injury. So we are appealing to members to seek the assistance of the police in resolving disputes, as also an attorney at law relative to land disputes. We have a dispute center at the Alexandria police station where you can attend to have these matters settled.
You sitting in your house, I'm your dear when you go blood out. Look, a fire boom, they're playing in your house. And catch for this a young man for the last son a dead fire. Everything they on the bed in a fire and the window in a fire. So I do me take the water away in the house and the house down fire. So my son said the water done. The fire for you out the door ya so. He catch the water for come back to them. Did they in a second and me also come back when me come see my ground so. Me drop on him. Yeah, the clothes me have and a pure blood. When me drop on him, me could bleed, say the man him come in my yard and come chop up me boy. Me don't like the police say hold the man who send them here. No one they listen here. Hold him, fire him, send them. This one was all loving and nice to me, man. The thing that me work me money and him can give me money so to go do so and so for you. He was so nice to me. I'm only the chair in the house and night when the other one gone out and the other one in that in the house. So chair in the house. Only the chair.
So people, you heard from the DSP what he had to say about dispute over land leading to death. 25 people in a St. Ann lose their life. A lot of those 25 is because of land disputes. So he's letting you know that, listen, there are resolution ways to solve the problem. Come to an amicable agreement. Get a lawyer. Make sure you do your will. Make sure you talk it over. Don't talk it over with a machete in one hand and then a tool in the next hand, and then you go at it like puss and dog. As a matter of fact, puss and dog get along now. It is just Jamaican people, especially family, that are disputing, and that dispute turns deadly. And then you hear what the father said. He lost a son. He lost 2 sons, as a matter of fact. And he knows exactly who it is. Well, he's going to know because it is a family dispute over dead left legacy. People end up dead. Point blank and period.